And the unexpected moment that was already expected arrives in Dragon Ball Super. The countdown to one of the biggest events in the entire saga is coming to an end. The peak of a mortal in its most frightening form, which instead of the brightness of the yellow representing the sun, gives way to the black color, representing the emptiness of the universe, representing the dark side. A secret kept for several years, where time passes differently, years of reflection applied in the greatest blow ever struck in a system that until now has shown no flaws. The system that is said to be governed by a being compared to a child, Zeno. And what was going on in Whis' head that, with a smile in front of Goku and Vegeta, when asked if Frieza was the warrior of prophecy, he replies, "It may be that in some corner of this universe a stronger warrior has emerged. In the face of the grandeur of a destruction god, mere mortals will bring a catastrophe and destroy the balance of an entire universe, with a single objective, to become the supreme ruler of everything." Do you really think Frieza would leave the issue of the Saiyans' hatred aside for nothing? Look, this has been addressed for many years. Pay attention. Want to know more? Let's go to the video. The great emperor of the universe, Frieza, who despite being all-powerful in much of the Dragon Ball series, always somehow failed when facing the Saiyans. He, who has great knowledge, always knew about the prophecy of the legendary Super Saiyan and tried his best to prevent these predictions from coming true, starting by destroying the planet of the Saiyans and keeping the others under his control. But we know it wasn't enough because the prophecy was fulfilled through Goku on Namek when the transformation of Super Saiyan was first seen. After his partial defeat on Namek, Frieza, along with his father, headed to Earth and once again faced another Super Saiyan, Trunks, Vegeta's son, who came from the future to warn about Goku's illness and about androids number 17 and number 18 who had destroyed the future he belonged to. Frieza has always harbored extreme hatred towards the Saiyans, returning again in the movie Dragon Ball Z. Resurrection F, where he trained for some time with one of his subordinates and gained a new transformation. For those who don't remember, it's the form of Golden Frieza, but his instability and lack of key control during the transformation were his defeat. However, his revenge was almost successfully completed, and that would be the end of Dragon Ball, but Whis helped everyone by going back in time with his technique, and so with a Kamehameha he was defeated again. But a certain power tournament brought back the possibility of Frieza coming back to life and dreaming again of his restored dominance. That's how a big arc was made, and Frieza and Goku fighting together with the help of android number 17 won the power tournament, and Whis with his benevolence brought Frieza back to life again, who said he's sure of what he's doing, I won't change my way. A warning there that went unnoticed about what would come in the future, and that future has arrived. He, Frieza, certainly continued to conquer planets out there. It was on one of those planets that he finds a time chamber like Master Karen's tower, and there began the Great Plan, a completely different Frieza that now resembled the darkness of his own heart and the emptiness of the universe. Stamped in his new transformation, the Black Frieza form with devastating power, capable of defeating Goku and Vegeta with just one blow. He could have ended the race of the two Saiyans there, but times have changed, plans too. There began the destruction of the system we know today in Dragon Ball Super. The era of the destruction gods is really coming to an end. At least in Universe 7 we see this revolution. Only that knowing Frieza, he has plans that go beyond his own universe. Frieza, after showing his new form and defeating Gas, an enemy with whom Goku, Vegeta, and Granola were fighting and having a lot of difficulty, Frieza ends them too and leaves. Right after these scenes it cuts to Whis taking Goku and Vegeta back, and with an impactful phrase he says, "It may be that somewhere in this universe a stronger warrior has emerged," when asked if Frieza was the warrior of the prophecy. So here we can refer that Whis foresaw the arrival of Gohan Beast, which would also be totally plausible, because right after this Granola arc came the Gohan Beast arc. So theoretically this would be the explanation, or it could even be Broly, but I don't believe it is, even because he speaks with a questionable smile, and the only one more concerned there was clearly Vegeta, who, by the way, after arriving on Beerus planet, he still continued to think about Black Frieza. Imagine if this monster is already here. Another warrior emerged. So what will become of the Z warriors now? Even with the arrivals of Broly, Gohan's new form, and Piccolo, along with natural instinct and ultra ego, all of this would be to balance a little what is to come, the great catastrophe of Universe 7. Speaking of catastrophe, let's hurry and subscribe to the channel, guys, before Frieza carries out his plans and then completely change the system. Already leave your like and let's comment what do you guys think about Vegeta's concern. Let's continue. Look at the end of the new chapter of Dragon Ball Super. After everyone's fight and a bigger presentation of Gohan Beast, they head to Earth. All the Z warriors and stay on Beerus planet, only him and Whis. And there's a question about Goku passing Earth protection to Gohan. Besides being a reference to Uncle Akira passing the legacy to Toyotaro after confirming his death, we see another side too. Frieza's plan in progress, now that only Beerus is alone, even because Whis couldn't intervene if something happened. Angel rules. Goku already kind of makes it clear that the next arcs won't be on Earth, and who knows, not even in Universe 7, so going back totally to Frieza, who trained alone in the time chamber. In fact, this is totally the opposite. Even though 10 years have passed, Frieza clearly didn't train alone. We have some theories that he trained alongside Cooler. Cooler is Frieza's older brother and son of King Cold. Although he is a popular character, he is not considered part of the official manga canon of Dragon Ball, but this would be a hook to bring him into the canon, as someone even stronger than Frieza, as mentioned by Whis, and they both trained in the time chamber, and they got an enormous power. Here we see the approach in Dragon Ball Super that Whis seeks a substitute for Beerus. Of course, we can consider this thinking about Beerus' retirement, or we can also question about Toppo, who has already been prepared in his universe to be the next god of destruction, or we can look at the simple fact that Whis accepted more than one mortal being his disciples because he is already foreseeing the outcome of the whole story.
And as he couldn't interfere then, he is just keeping the secret of a
catastrophic future to himself, and he is training warriors to face this chaos consciously of what is to come, and it is clear that it is getting closer and closer to happening. Everything is conducive. Frieza's reappearance, who is certainly a great villain, but some fans believe they are getting tired of how much he appears, gets beaten, and dies. So it is being worked more in his story, together with his brother Cooler, now with plans that will conclude so that a range of events will be opened in the whole series of Dragon Ball, someone who can stand up to the gods, and the great revelation of why angels cannot intervene in the continuous flow of history. Otherwise, they would be like Beerus, the angel of the Galactic Patrol, or like someone who was erased and we didn't even get to know. So Frieza and Cooler's great plan is to kill Beerus, to install a chain of events and seek ways to end the system, and as stronger warriors, so far there is none who will confront. Now if you guys want to believe that Gohan Beast is stronger than Frieza with 10 years of training, then it's up to you. And who knows, maybe he is. But what about this other warrior who says he will emerge? Emerge is a verb that means to make something appear, show, or manifest itself. And we know that Gohan has already manifested himself a long time ago, and we know he has hidden potential. So technically, he has already manifested himself. So here we are clearly talking about another being. The catastrophe is instigated. Goku passed the duty to Gohan to protect the Earth, so we kind of won't count on Gohan for this saga, maybe. At first, I believe not. So with Beerus' death, we see Whis going to give the news to everyone on Earth and saying, we will have a meeting with Lord Zeno and all the other universes. A revolt was initiated, and the world of Dragon Ball is at risk as never before. And this is the power of the great Frieza, who left behind the grudge against the Saiyans. Man, this is a theme that has been addressed in Dragon Ball until now in Super. Do you guys really think he would leave this aside for nothing, change this definition? For nothing, this layer is way beyond our imagination. Let's wait for great things. But once again, I thank you for watching the video. I hope you liked it, and comment there what do you think of this new ideology of Frieza. Until next time.